That's rough.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Here all this time I thought it was because my mother dropped me. No. 3 fixed signs.
Welcome to my human design experiment. Hello. Hi, friend. Welcome. This is such an exciting development in the Mystical Mac world. It's Mystical Monday. And today we are having our very first really special astrology episode. I've been dying to get more into astrology myself, learn a little bit more, and I realized I have a person in my life who knows a whole lot more than I do about all of this stuff. And enough to be here with my trust talking about it.
Yeah.
And I thought, why not learn and help you guys learn too? So Adyr is going to be here every new moon, so essentially the second week or so of every month, to talk about the things in the astrological world that we would probably want to be aware of right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So Adyr, I met you while I was working at a really sweet restaurant in West Hollywood as a host. You still work there?
Yes, I do. I bartend there.
Yes, and you bartend with my boyfriend as well.
Yeah.
Maybe not with him, but same place.
Sometimes with Dave.
Sometimes with him. Tell us, the folk here at Mystical Mac, a little bit about you and how you came to be the spiritual person who has a Campbell's mug.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, I've always been spiritual since I was a kid. I kind of grew up with a family that was quite magical. However, they crossed over and they were Christian and Catholic, but some still had their undertone of magic use in it. They'd be like, oh no, the Virgin Mary likes to put pennies around her candles. It's like, really? Does she really want to do that? I know what you're doing. You're doing a money spell. No, it's not. He say prayer. I grew up with curanderos. Yeah. Or my mom, don't do this on this certain day. Like, she'd be just like, don't cook beans on this day because it's bad luck. I'm like, where in the Bible does it say that? Mom, shut up. I know what I'm doing. All right. And of course, they listen to Walter Mercado. I mean, who doesn't? We're all Latinos. It's just like, but that's like a rite of passage. I don't care what religion you are. It's just like, he's a saint. It's like, I'm going, the tarot cards are the devil. But Walter Mercado. No, he's a saint. He knows what he's talking about. I'm like, but that's kind of like, isn't that kind of contra? Shh, it's Walter. Okay? That's how it always was in our community. But yeah, I ended up going through a large spiritual path. I did some shadow working, and I wanted to find my way. I guess wanted to find my higher power, what it was. Because in the end, I was always confused on what was right, what was wrong. There was always this dogmatic ideals that the Protestant and the Catholic Church did that I just could not agree with. Like, if you do this, you're going to hell. If you do that, you're going to hell. If you and then they would go off and eat shrimp, right, and then do things that is still contradicting or not conducive to what the rules were. Right. And it would piss me off. Jesus Christ said I'm married to one person and I would never do it, but then I would infidel somewhere else as long as nobody knows, and then I'd ask for forgiveness and it's all okay. Right. No accountability. I just didn't. I mean, I have no offense about any religions. Every religion is beautiful in its own way. It just depends on how the person views it, because there is free will. Mm-hmm. And free will is what we would like to say. Free will can be a bitch. Yeah. But within those, that ideal of free will, it does have a lesson to learn for everyone, and everyone has their own story. But that wasn't mine. My story was trying to find an answer to some kind of spiritual connection. So what better way to do it than to look for the devil? I studied demonology for a while. So yeah, I worked with a couple of priests, which was an interesting thing. And I'll tell you this. After witnessing a couple of things and seeing some things in my past and in my life in that journey of study, there's something there. Yeah. And the funny part is when you work with someone, especially like an exorcist or a demonologist, they all say the same thing now. It's just like, I can't tell you what religion is right because it all leads to the same path because they have used different. I've seen a Buddhist and a priest conduct an exorcism together.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen witches or voodoo priests or shamans. They've all done the same thing, casted out some negative force.
Right.
So it really isn't anything, you know, there is no right or wrong way to go. It just all leads to the same path. However, my path went straight to paganism.
Interesting. Okay. By the way, friends, I'm learning so much about Adyr.
Oh, you never knew that about me?
I didn't. First of all, okay, can you give us like a full-on introduction, first and last name, the things you do, what we can find in the description about you?
Hello, my name is Adyr Villavicencio. I work in magic. I'm very quite spiritual. I have been studying religions and all forms of religion and occult. Oh my God. On a level of academics, I would say for about 10 years. But as a child, it's just been there, done that.
What kind of spiritual practices and services do you provide?
I do tarot readings. I can help you out with astrological. However, I am not a pro. I'm lean more towards tarot. And that's what I do.
And his tarot info will be available below. We'll do a little collective reading with the astrological info we have at the end. Continue on paganism, my friend.
Yeah. I mean, some people call us all these names. Some people say we're a witch. But I'm not saying that I am. However, witch does mean someone, the wise one. It's not really a negative term. I'm not saying I'm not. It also means somebody they would say, some people say, a witch is someone who's born with a gift, and a sorcerer is somebody who learns and develops it. That's what they go, sorcerer, heresy, and then there's the witch who knows it all. But of course, because, you know, due to religion and all that stuff, it's been getting such a negative connotation.
Oh, yeah.
It's all control and reason, you know, fucking ideals and reason that block everything up from anyone's, like, curiosity to know things that should not be taught, because if people learn certain truths, certain organizations will lose power. Yeah. But back to mine. I met my goddess, I would say a while ago, because I was still working with this demonologist, and I was still studying. And I guess within these dreams, I just started realizing that my higher power, or my creator, whatever anyone would call it, would change between feminine and masculine, and depending. Sometimes if it's masculine, I'll take it in as a masculine. If it's feminine, I'll take it in as a feminine. But it was much more strong for me on a feminine aspect. She would appear to me in 3 forms, as an old woman, a pregnant woman, and a young woman. Okay, so the maiden, the mother, the crone. And she appeared to me in all my dreams. As a child, I remember, I would see a pregnant woman covered in turquoise. And I remember this too. And my grandma would be like, you see things. I was like, no, I don't. Liar. In your dreams. Liar. I was like, no, I don't. I did see her. Yeah. She came to me as a pregnant woman as a kid, and then as I got older, she came to me as an older woman when I was understanding who I was and what was I becoming. And then now she's appeared to me as a young woman. It's interesting. It's almost like you've come back home to your inner child, so she meets that. Well, I did some studies on her. She's also known as Hecate. And love her! Yeah. We love her! Hecate, some people call her other names. She's basically the goddess of magic, goddess of death, the goddess of, the moon, anything. Adyr does have a new puppy. Well, it's my roommate's. His name is Bear, and he's a horse. He's very big. He's huge. Hi, Bear. Bear. Shh. He's so Yeah, he is. He's adorable. I didn't want him at first, but then I saw him and I fell in love.
You can't not. But Hecate.
Yeah. She's appeared to me, and she's granted me. I don't know if she has, but the energies pulled me to this pendant when I was at this jewelry shop, and it's her, Maiden Mother in the Crown. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I'm not one of those people that's like, don't touch my stuff. It has my energy.
I am.
I'm not.
I guess I'm not that intense. Like, if I'm wearing a pendant and stuff, I let people touch it.
I mean, it's...
Love the snakes.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And you know, it's funny. I about a week before I got this pendant, I had a dream that I was holding a snake.
Wow.
And she came to me after when I was holding the snake, talking to me like, hey, what's up? I was like, hey, what's up, chica? You know? See that bing? That's her saying, yep, I remember. It's true.
I do believe in that. Here, for those of you that are listening, and also on the YouTube video, you can't really see this, of course. We have a beautiful goddess-looking creature. She has 6 arms.
Which is the Maiden, the Mother, and the Crown.
Yes, and she's holding things in each of those that would represent that developmental stage. And on either side of her, you have these snakes that, it's funny, they look coiled, but not coiled to strike. They're most like coiled to obey her every demand.
Well, snakes are the wisest and most spiritual symbol. There's nothing really bad about them.
No, they're amazing.
You know?
The Ouroboros is huge, right? The snake eating its own tail. It's that cyclical symbol of essentially life. What is it? Birth, life, death, rebirth.
And it makes that figure 8 or the circle, just like the phoenix. Oh, I'm sorry, the phoenix. I like saying the phoenix because I have a friend with a thick accent. He's like, Adyr, I watch Harry Potter about the phoenix. I was like, the what? The phoenix. The phoenix.
The phoenix.
Okay. It almost sound like Banis in some other language, but it's phoenix. Got it.
I didn't even put that together in my mind.
No.
That's hysterical.
I lived with a lot of interesting people in my life.
Funny you bring up the Phoenix, because we're actually about to enter into Leo season pretty soon. But first we're about to hit a new moon in Cancer. Is that what you said? So
yeah, it's a new moon in Cancer.
Cool. So are you ready? Let's get into this. What do you think?
Well, new moon in Cancer. Like again, okay, full disclaimer, y'all. There's something called free will. Okay, so when people get readings or people do anything, the energies can change depending on your decision. A lot of stuff that happens is suggestions. So sometimes people are like, oh, there's money coming in because of, Saturn is in an Aquarius. So you have an idea of money coming in. You got to do the work. You can't just sit there and be like, well, I'll just play my Nintendo Switch. Since the money's coming, it's going to fucking come. No, you have to go do something about it. Because the moment you just sit there and wait for it, you just took a different path that changed the energy. And then no money comes in. And then all of a sudden it's like, fuck this, I don't believe in this. It told me I was like gonna get money. Yeah, you could have, unless you'd done the work. But anyway. No,
but it's true. It's true. Like when you get, a tarot reading or any sort of reading, it's like if you don't heed what the forces that be that are choosing to give you that guidance via that channel in that moment, if you don't heed that information, whatever path that they set for you that's the potential has now changed because they were banking on you using that information.
Of course. I mean, period. When you go to someone who's going to give you a reading, they should not be telling you.
Fair.
You're going to be rich. You're going to be this. They should not. They should be just giving you a suggestion. I think you should be maybe working this way.
Right.
That could lead to good possibilities.
Right.
Not, you're going to be rich. And also, if it wasn't for free will, we wouldn't be destined to have a certain path. Like some people say, well, it's God's destiny. It's the goddess destiny. Actually, whoever your higher power is, opens the door and goes,
go ahead.
You want to get in this store? Look, there's some hot coffee.
Right.
You can have some coffee. You can get some marshmallows. Hell, look, you got a golden pillow that's made out of Egyptian cotton. And then you're going to get tickled by cupids and kissed in the chin by winged mules. I don't know. Or you can sit in here and shoulda, coulda, woulda and go, I don't know what I want to do with my life. That is your choice. That's what your higher power is always going to do to you, or the forces, the energies, the cosmos, whoever the fuck you want to call it. Mine, Hecate, she always has, Chance being king, goes, here's the key, pick your fucking door. Which one do you want? And I go, okay. And she'll go, well, door number 3 looks really good, in my opinion. And I can go, okay, fine, I'll do but I like door number 1. Okay. I showed you some shit. That's what she'll do for me. And then if I go to door number 1, I go in, I fawn, you hear her go, told you so. Where were you? No, where was I? It's why didn't you listen? You know, that's how they are. Whoever you're hiring. If it's Jesus, Jesus is the same thing. He's like, hey, bro, look, you can hang out with me and have a sack lunch, or go have a beer and demoralize your integrity. Make your choice.
Right.
You know, that's just how it is. But where was I again? I went into a tangent.
New moon. No, we're talking about the new moon in Cancer, and we were giving a disclaimer. No, guys, I'm a master at segueing my way back to conversations. If you've listened to this podcast more than once, you know this, because I do it to myself.
That's good. That
when
means
I
you're
go off
smart.
on tangents. But no, we were giving a disclaimer that this information is always going to be affected by whatever you choose to do with it. So you, the listener, the viewer, you're going to take this information, and there is not one path you can take with it. What Adyr was talking about is there is the path of no path, and that in itself is a path. However, there are a myriad of ways that your life could play out with this information. We're also giving a very collective reading, is what we like to call it, when we sort of include a big group of people, and in this case we're talking the human collective. Probably if you live in California, Southern California in particular, some of this stuff may hit a little bit closer to home just because we are here, but the cosmos, they watch over all of us, and all this entire episode is going to pertain to everyone who's on planet Earth. However, the way it plays out has everything to do with your free will. And with that, we go into the new moon in Cancer.
Hell yeah. Okay, so I'm going to tell you something about astrology. Okay, there are 2 types of astrology from the beginning. There's tropical and sidereal.
Okay.
Can you believe it? Tangent. There was this girl who didn't know how to say that. She goes, sidereal. I do sidereal astrology. But what the fuck is sidereal? I'm thinking like some acting on the side, an acting company. You know, sidereal, like the true. Oh, sidereal. Yeah, that's what I said. Sidereal.
Oh
whatever.
my God, no. This is where English needs accents, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, is it her or is it English?
Hey, but you know what? I did pull the temperance card that day when I had her, and temperance card means have patience. So
Yeah.
I think that was one of those. Yeah. Have patience. Side real. Okay, so I won't be doing side real.
Got it.
I will be doing. I'm more into a tropical only because, and I'll tell you this reason why. Tropical, I guess, is more feminine. Gold leans more in on the feminine energy, and sidereal. I was gonna say sidereal.
I know, I saw that.
Sidereal leans more into the masculine, as above, so below, which is like, I can go into depth with the story of why it's that way. Sidereal though is a lot more. It's more intricate. It's a lot more real. It's because there's like 27 mansions. There's like a constellation within a constellation.
Whoa.
Like Aquarius has 2 other constellations. So if you're an Aquarius but you're at this degree, you might lean in more to this mansion of the Aquarius.
This sounds really... I mean, astrology is already complicated in the tropical that we know it.
Oh, and I'm still like, what? Now there's a Lilith? What?
Okay, so you choose...
I choose tropical. Tropical is a lot more... I'll give you an example.
Okay. Thank you.
The Western world are very ego-driven. Very ego-driven.
Yes.
Where...
I was going to say eco. That'd be great if we were eco-driven.
Eco-driven. Just dump all the oil in the ocean. That's eco-driven.
But yes, we're very ego-driven.
We're very ego-driven, so therefore they call it tropical, which is more Western, because it's based on the sun sign. Everything goes around the sun, which is the photo. And this photo, your sun sign is your ego.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go sidereal, it's more moon-based.
I see. So it would be more about my Scorpio moon as opposed to my Gemini sign.
But then you can be a sign before, because tropical is 25 degrees ahead. So, what's your sign?
Sun.
Your sun sign?
Gemini.
So then, if that was a Gemini, then you would be what, like a Pisces? No, Taurus.
Taurus is right.
Yeah, you'd go Taurus. Yeah. So unless you're a late Gemini.
I'm 3 hours from being a Cancer.
Okay, so then you might still be a Gemini.
Okay.
In sidereal, whereas me, I am That's okay. I'm an Aquarius, but if I go sidereal, I go straight to Capricorn.
Okay, because you're closer to the other end. I see.
So that's an in-depth print or map of your soul. That's a sidereal. So if you like really want to go to the nitty-gritty, you go sidereal. This is tropical, which is very like more superficial, more how you can be. It's just a photograph of where everything was placed when you were born.
Yeah.
And then it goes into like the houses and then the planets and all this shit and all that. And then it's just like, holy fuck. And then I just end up drawing a happy face on my chart and go, I am done. My phone is on. How do I turn this off? I'm such an old man. I didn't know. I feel like my parents when they hand you a remote control. How do you do this? Oh, this is easy. Now I turn into them.
There you go.
Okay. And then I turn into them and I go, I don't know. I just miss my rotary phones and my phone's on the wall. I miss slamming the phone on somebody.
That is really satisfying. Or like flipping down your flip phone really fast. Like, don't even want to deal with you.
But that is like, no hate, no discrimination, but it's like the gayest thing. It's like, you can be like, I'm done. It's like the drag queen air grab. Have you seen drag queens when they grab the air? When they're lip sync, they're just like...
Yes! I've been watching a lot of RuPaul lately.
Okay.
Yeah. So, the tropical is more of like an overview as opposed to getting...
I mean, you can go in depth. It just basically gets like just certain little things. It's suggestions. It's not really something that would be super exact. Like, what was it? For example, last year in, what was it? When the protest happened?
Oh, yes. With George Floyd.
With George Floyd, it was Mars, which is the planet of war, battle, and all that.
Yeah.
Basically, what happened, it was in Aquarius, which was kind of, no. It was in Pisces. I take it back. It was in Pisces, which is kind in tropical, which is kind of like, okay, wait a minute. That's not more. That's more of like when in Pisces and Mars, it would be very like looking for, cleaning, the aftermath, having to have fixing things that have already happened. Whereas in Vedic or sidereal, it was an Aquarius, which was people gatherings, everything, humanitarianism. Wow. So it was a lot more like, okay.
It was more specific to what was actually happening, whereas like if you read tropical, it would still tell you that there was a cleansing, there were things occurring, but not exactly how.
not exactly how it would happen. So that's why it would be more tropical, would be more like on feelings and everything like that.
Yeah.
But we go on to Cancer in the new
Love
moon.
that. Cool. Cancer and the new moon.
Cancer in the new moon. Right now we're in Cancer season anyways.
Yeah. So I know why I wanted to have you come on whichever Monday aligned with the new moon. By the way, guys, the new moon was Friday. As of when you're watching / listening to this, it was Friday. There are apps you can get, by the way, that actually tell you the moon phase. There's one that's actually called Moon Phase. There's another one I think just called Moon. I have them both.
Do the Moon Phase one.
Because I have Moon Phase for like the nitty gritty details, and then Moon just shows you a picture of the moon. It's kind of cool.
I use an almanac though too.
Oh, see,
I have a witch's almanac that I use.
That's helpful too. So I know why I wanted to do this on the new moon. Just it seemed like a good idea to do it at the beginning of the lunar cycle when gathering information is more the vibe as opposed to, using it to manifest like we would the full moon. But as a person, you said you're not a pro astrologer, but as an astrology enthusiast, why do you feel that it's a fun idea to do this on the new moon?
Well, new moon. It's a fresh start. The energies aren't as strong as a full moon, but the new moon is a phase where everything starts. So if you want to do any manifestations, any type of new beginnings, cleaning house, saging your house, washing your ass, I don't know. You do it on a new moon. The new moon is the best time to do it. Sometimes people would charge their crystals on a new moon rather than doing it on a full moon. Certain ones I do charge on a new moon. Like, for example, if I have an angel light, I would put it on the night of the new moon. Well, I'd have to do clear it out from its old energy, like bathe it in salt and
create that new moon energy for it to put it out in the full moon. You mean?
To put it on the new moon.
Oh, in the new moon. Okay, okay.
It just keeps it fresh. I would say right now, especially because of the new moon, since it's in Cancer, it's a perfect time to just clean every emotional baggage out. Time to go. Depending on your sign, though. Like, since we're in Cancer season, right now, it's the time where everything is just like the crab, chill.
Yeah.
Everyone's either impatient or everyone's in the zone where they're just like, I'm just going with the flow. I'm relaxing. Nothing's really going on. Everything is like, Like if you were, for example, like a Leo or a Taurus or a Sagittarius, Libra, Aquarius, you'll be antsy. You'll be like, nothing seems to be working out. What's going on? My job. What's the meaning of life? Blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of that going on right now. And then once you get into Cancer in the new moon, it's kind of like the beginning of letting it go to prepare for Leo season. All that emotional baggage, by the people you don't need in your life, by, just get it all out. It's time to just start building structure. A lot of people go, it's the crab, it's the sensitive. Yeah, but cancers tend to be moody, apparently. Like the moody crab.
Yes.
So
Nate calls me the good morning monster.
Oh, you're Cancer?
I was 3 hours away from being one, which means that I'm a Gemini with a crazy amount of like Cancer moodiness and emotional.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how else to explain it.
Right there.
Yeah. I describe it like this. I have 2 twins and then an older sister that's like attempting to keep the reins, but sometimes she's stoned in the corner and not dealing with life.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. I mean, so then you have that.
Yeah.
I mean, well, if that's in the sun sign, which is basically just who you are in general, the ego, whatever. Very driven to work. But once in the middle of the job, Gemini kicks in and goes, I want to go this way, I want to go that way. I don't know. How do I want to do it? Do I want to do it this way? So then outlanding comes, and then it's the pros and the cons of what you want to do. And the Cancer just says, just fucking do your job.
Right. Basically.
Yeah.
And then eventually I end up going with... It's hard because I don't necessarily, I don't make decisions based off of my emotional state, because that's always sort of, it can be wherever it can be. Yeah. But I've learned what the intuition gut feeling feels like, you know. So
what's your rising?
At the Aquarius.
Wow.
So at the end of the day,
intellectual.
Yes. Yes. And sometimes I have to just throw all that intellect out the window and go with the Cancer, who's like, just what feels right.
Yeah.
Like, you know, is it scary? Sure. Does it make you want to back away? Sure. But are you backing away because it's actually terrifying for your life, or terrifying because it'll make you open or grow or whatever?
I say growth.
Yeah. Don't
just do it for growth. That's what life is all about, growth. We have to clear out shit, just like right now where Cancer's coming in. The new moon. Clear out stuff so better can grow. That's what it's all about. Because once Leo season comes in, it's going to be totally different. So energy, fire, heat.
It's almost like we're washing away with water to heat up the energy.
You can look at it that way, yeah.
Interesting.
It's time to take action with what you want to do with your career, which is basically build some structure.
Okay. So we're working on foundation in this Cancer lunar cycle right now. Especially emotional foundation.
Especially that it's Cancer season all the way through the 22nd.
Yeah.
So it's kind of heightened, and if you have Cancer in you, that's what's shining right now. Your Cancer is like, bitch, I'm here, bitch, you know?
So that's like why one moment I feel great, and the next time unsure about all the things in the world. And the next time somewhere in between or completely on the other end.
Yeah. But you have there's Aquarius is your rising, which is quite a fixed sign. So that's very like, new. Let's go. It's like I'm the head chef of the kitchen. And then you have the Cancer and Gemini cusp, which are just kind of like the sous chefs that are tired of your bullshit. And what's your moon?
Scorpio.
Oh, and then you got the Scorpio, which is another fucking fixed sign.
Oh, she's feisty.
Scorpio fixed sign, that's your soul telling you, would you shut the fuck up? And the Aquarius is like, no, you shut the fuck up. They're kind of like that on each other.
It's like that TikTok trend. I don't know if you're on TikTok or you guys are on TikTok, but that TikTok trend where it was like, one of you are going to betray me tonight. It's like, is it me, Jesus? Is it me, Jesus?
Yeah.
That trend.
That's what it pretty much is. And it's just like, the Cancer and the twins are like, God damn it. When are these two going to stop fighting? It's like you got the baker and then you have the chef going at it. Where's the sourdough? I fucking made the sourdough. And the Aquarius goes, no, you didn't. And the Scorpio's like, look in your fucking oven. It's very like that.
So you're telling me I'm very difficult to deal with in my own head? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What about...
It's a complicated mix.
You
but it's a good mix.
You said there... I have lots of fixed signs going on. So what's the difference between a fixed sign and a mutable one? Mutable is the word, right?
Yeah. Fixed.
Fixed just means that it stands there. It's there, it's not moving.
It. That's just it. It's fixed. Like an Aquarius. How the fuck are you going to fix an Aquarius? How the fuck are you going to change an Aquarius? Aquarius is like, no. You know?
So what makes a sign fixed, though? Like, what gives it that quality?
You know, I haven't really gone in depth with it yet. But cool. I'll tell you this. I mean, when I first learn about fixed signs, it's generally just like 4. They're like the queen bee of every element. It's like the ones that's like... Yeah, Taurus. Yeah, it's a bull. Right. I mean, just look at the image. You got the Taurus, the bull, the lion, the scorpion, and you got the water bear. Which doesn't look threatening, but then when you think about it,
he's got the water. He's got the life.
Yeah, but if you look at it on a superficial level, it's like that angry old man that's spraying the hose at you in his yard to shut the fuck up. Like, get the fuck out of my yard. And you're like, get those damn
kids off my lawn.
Yeah, it's one of those. So I go, okay, I can see why it's fixed.
It's not changing its ways anytime
Never.
soon.
Fuck you little shit, you know?
So if someone, say, has like a mix of mutable signs, or say like, 1 fixed, maybe 2 fixed, or mostly mutable, like what how would that differ from, say, like the dynamic I have going on inside me?
You know, okay, because you have the two fixed signs, the mutables, which are in the middle that you have right there, they can balance it out. They can be the peacekeeper, or they're just not present enough for you, and you can just be more of a Scorpio or an Aquarius in that sense. And when it's their season or the moon is in a certain position of that astrological sign, they'll make their entrance.
Interesting. Okay.
So they come in and out. Then again, it just depends on how you feel. Like with me, I'm 3 fixed fucking signs. Leo, Aquarius, Taurus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like...
That's rough.
Huh?
That's rough.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Here all this time I thought it was because my mother dropped me. No. 3 fixed signs. For example, I'm like I said, your moon sign is how your soul is more the feelings and all that stuff. Your sun sign is more the ego, what it's basically what you feel in a general sense. And then the sun, your rising sign, which is the first sign for you, is your mask you give to the world. Depending on where you fit. Like with me, I kind of fit more towards the Leo. So I hang out with Leo more, with the lion. And I have those other ones, and I know, like, if I'm in a relationship, I'm like, oh, fuck, all right, Taurus is coming in. You know, if I'm at work, oh, okay, well, let Aquarius kick in. But throughout life, I'm like, no, I'm a fucking lion. I'm a Leo. I feel more like a Leo. So it just really depends on how you want to be.
Got it.
You know, if you feel more like you're a Gemini, then stick to your Gemini.
I actually feel like more like I'm a Cancer.
There you go.
But like I have very strong elements of Gemini, but like I don't know. I've always felt so water based.
Yeah, then you should go connect more with the Cancer then.
Yeah.
Because you're cuspy, right?
Very.
Yeah. Then you could be leaning more towards the Cancer.
Yeah.
You know, so you can be like, yeah, you know, I got my plate. I have my Cancer here, and then I got my Aquarius here, and then I got my Scorpio, and then I got some green beans, which is the Gemini. That's fine. I'll eat it once in a while. You know?
Yeah.
So it just depends on what you like are more assimilated with, like what you feel more towards.
Cool.
Yeah, but yes, Cancer, new moon.
Just cleanse all that shit out.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Cleanse it out and build your foundations.
Yeah, it's time to start building, cleansing, because you got to prepare right now. It's Cancer. You just got to think about it. Even if you look at an individual level, what do crabs do? They hang out.
Yeah. They find a home. They try out homes, their structure, their foundation, and then they hang the fuck out in their home.
When they're hungry, they go. When they need to work, they go.
Yeah.
So that's what it kind of is. So that's what you're doing. You're just building, a home even base. If it's not a home on a superficial level, just within yourself.
Yeah.
Just shadow work.
A practice, some sort of meditation practice maybe, or some shadow work.
Building structure. Like if you want to start a new business, you just got to go, I don't know what to do. This is the right time. This is the perfect time to plant your seeds. Because when Leo season starts coming, and then when it starts going out further, that's when it's time to grow. Or if you've already planted your seeds, then this is the waiting era. This is the waiting period where you're just like...
You're watering and ending.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. You're just like, okay.
Now, are there any eclipses or anything that we should know about coming up? Or any super moons or anything like that?
I haven't checked in my almanac.
Oh.
Should I?
Yeah.
Did you look?
No.
Should we look right now?
We should. We're going to pull up the almanac.
Oh, I don't have it on here. I have it. I'm old school. Like I said, old fashioned. I have a book up in my bedroom.
It's a book with pages.
I know. Remember when they existed? Well, I still believe in them, so therefore I keep them. I hunt for that. There's this magical place, a forest full of shelves called a bookstore. Sometimes you might find the occasional weirdo the goblins who come around with their cat-printed sweaters and knitted hoods. Oh, God.
And glasses.
And glass.
Don't forget the glasses.
That's those shields that they wear.
I mean, real talk, though, like, during crazy COVID times, I was very grateful to have my glasses.
Oh, right.
Like, because, like, people wearing face shields, right? And I was like, I basically have a face shield.
I remember that.
My glasses.
Okay, the next lunar and solar eclipse. Let's find out.
Let us find out.
November.
Okay, so...
It's partial, and then there's the solar on December 4th.
Okay, so we're clear of eclipses right now.
This is worldwide, though.
Oh, okay, I see.
Okay, so let's go...
We can go to the U.S.
Not the next 10 years. Why do I need to know that? I'm gonna, like, forget. As, like, 10... Like, I'm gonna save it. It's gonna happen in 8 years. I'm waiting in my closet. I'm waiting. It's the eclipse.
It's like Moira Rose from Schitt's Creek.
It's coming. What was it? It's not a flock. It's a murder.
It's a murder. Oh my god, you guys, if you have not seen Schitt's Creek. Groaning.
Okay, yeah. It's going to be a partial on the 18th, and it's a total on December 4th. Hell yeah. Okay, I'm going to tell you that this is where it gets tricky. Find out what phase your moon was in when you were born, or what phase the sun was in, depending. Because I was born on a eclipse.
Interesting, and that obviously would make a difference.
Yeah, so usually if you're born on an eclipse, then if you go Vedic or sidereal or sidereal.
I can't, I'm always going to think of sidereal.
Oh my god, like, I made this reel on the side. And it has pictures and videos of, like, myself pretending to be people. I think it's called acting, but I'm an astrologer. Oh, the lens is there.
I can't. I'm always going to think of sidereal.
But when you do sidereal, sometimes they might go under Rahu, which is the dark side of the moon. Mm-hmm. He's the dark god. They don't really have it in tropical because I felt yeah. So I found that out when I had a professional give my reading once. It's like, oh, you were born on a total eclipse. I was like, oh, that must explain why my mom called me Damien. Remember that the Omen? He was born on a total eclipse.
Okay, that's funny.
What?
Okay. All right. Well, that's a lot of really good information. For me personally, I learned a lot. Learned a lot about you.
Well, what else do you want to know? I can teach you some other stuff.
Let's see. So,
on a chart?
Yeah, okay. So, let's do this. So, we got into the nitty-gritty here. We got into what we wanted to. Build your foundations, make room for clearings, especially of the emotional sort, and get ready to plant your seeds, to get ready to start sowing them and harvesting them in the months to come, in the cycles to come. Let's see now, before we do our collective reading, what would you like to touch into right now? Like what feels pertinent?
For anyone who wants to learn astrology or get a good idea, there are those apps like CoStar, and then there's the pattern. There we go. You can go through those, but then sometimes you look at this and you go, it's in this house and then this planet and this and this. What I think you should do when I tell people, look at the houses. The houses is kind of like the clock, so they represent certain areas. And then, but also at the same time, I want you to pay attention to the meanings of the planets, because the planets are the most important part. They are the basis of all of the astrological chart readings, because, like I said, each planet is a certain thing. Like if your Venus is in the 5th house, and the 5th house is the house of love and romance and sex, and that's what everybody wants anyways in a reading. I want to get married and I want to get rich, work, and so we're always looking at the 5th house. But if your Venus is in the 5th house, then it's like you're all about love. Like you're destined. And especially also if it depends if it's on the northern axis of your chart or the southern axis. I think if it's in the northern axis, it's more of a open free will type, but if it's in the southern hemisphere of the axis, which is like the 1 through 6th house, it's destined. So it's already been laid out for you.
Interesting.
It's these weird dynamics, but either way, yeah, Venus in the 5th house, that means you're just all about love. You live for love. And especially if you have, for example, Neptune in the 5th house, and Neptune represents dreams, it'll totally change the way you would see love. Like everything would be in rose-colored glasses. Like you would, basically look at somebody's potential and not what's in front of you. So you're more inclined to be hurt by somebody or just date the wrong people.
So Neptune's probably in my 5th house.
Is it in your 5th house?
I don't know.
But I mean, well, Neptune's a good one to have. Neptune's, and then like Uranus, for example, is oh my God, why is my English? Well, English is my second language, but why is it that word does not want to come out? The black sheep. The one that's always off doing their own thing.
Yes.
That's Uranus, and then Saturn is the one that's the law enforcer, the lessons, and then Jupiter is the planet of luck, and it's the planet of creating laws. So know your planets, and then learn the houses, because the houses are just kind of like they'll help you out in certain areas. Like, for example, the 1st house, that determines your appearances, because that's exactly where the sun rose, which is where your ascending sign is, which is your rising. So the sun rose on Leo when I was born, so that's why it was the 1st house. And then look at all that stuff, but
interesting.
Mainly planets. Focus on your planets, where the signs are in each planet, because that'll just help determine, like, for example, Sagittarius. Let's just do the 5th house. Your Sagittarius is in Venus, and Venus is in the 5th house. So that's just a quick map of what you can get off of that. It's like, okay, how are Sages? Sages are fiery. Sages are passionate. Sages are spiritual. Apparently. And then you tie that into Venus, which is the love planet. Oh, so you got a mean-ass Latina that's just gonna, like, kick ass if you don't get your fucking way, or you're just like, it's all or nothing, I love you, like a telenovela, like love right there. And if your Neptune's in the 5th house and it's on Scorpio, it's like someone who's like hard to read, in a sense, where they would basically have this resting bitch face, but even when they joke, the person they're dating is like, I can't read you. So you have to put all this into play. There's just this weird, and it messes with me too, because I go, what? What? It's like a game of Othello. You go,
what?
I don't even know how to play it. I just still look at it and go, what is that? How do you, what? Black and white? What? Yeah. So I would say if you have that stuff, if you have those apps, work on the planets, memorize the signs. If you're interested in learning about astrology, memorize the signs, know the planets and what they mean. The houses you'll eventually pick up at the end, and by then you'll have like an intuitive idea of where things go.
Yeah.
And when you start mapping out that shit, like, I'm still new to that. I go, okay, like I said before, I got so frustrated, I just drew a happy face one time. This is your rating. I got lost.
Well, one thing I know that you don't get lost around is a tarot deck.
Nope.
So, to conclude this fantastic first astrology episode, we're going to be doing a collective reading with Adyr, so you can get a little bit of a feel for his style. Also, we're going to have his info below if you want to get a personal reading with him. So, This is a great way to for you to familiarize yourself with that. And we get a special collective reading, meaning it's going to include a whole big group of us that are going through this new moon in Cancer. And I guess we'll see what we get.
Oh, wow. Let's see. What would the... for a collective for everybody? What?
Yeah, if you find yourself listening or watching, be it on, before or right around this new moon when the episode comes out, or even a year from now, this reading will pertain to you some way, somehow. So let's look for that. Of course, though, if you are listening or watching, they're cards, in a timely manner, then this reading is going to be even more advantageous for you because it's going to have to do with this exact astrological period that we got going on.
Spirit, do you have any do you have any advice for the full moon? Look at, she's already being fidgeting. Spirit, let's do this. Higher self, Spirit, what does new moon in Cancer have for us? Now remember,
free will.
Get what resonates with you. It may not, or it may resonate with you, as far as I'm concerned. But these ones are like popping up like popcorn. So get what you want from it. No, don't come back and tell Mac, it didn't happen to me, bro. How fucking dare you bring this psychic here? There is free will. The energies can change, and remember, this is all fun.
Yeah.
All right. Spirit, what is... I have these 4 cards. Okay. 5. Now, let me see. This is your decision. Do you want me to go from here, or do you want to just pull from there and go?
No, I think we've got divine guidance here, so let's go. Okay. We got some reverses.
Okay. This is what... I usually don't read reverses, but they have been making their presence right now, so I'll just read them as the reverses. All right. How funny is this shit? Okay. You have the 9 of Cups, you have the Fool, and then you have the Judgment. These 2 are upside down. They're saying, chill the fuck out. Clean your shit. And right now, it's time for rebirth. Don't also hold back anything that I feel signs. There's going to be a lot of signs for people. There's a lot of, I'm going to say synchronicities. Like, people will be driving by and see an address of 2222, right. 1414, a license plate that says 666, which is not a bad number.
Not at all.
Just synchronicities. And if there's a synchronicity, if any, that is a message that's going to come out. Speaking of driving, lots of road rage is going to be happening. For some reason, I hear road rage. I see road rage. I don't know. Chill out.
Take deep breaths.
Sometimes that person who's going to cut you off, maybe they're going to the hospital to help somebody. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but whatever. But as a collective, then again, this is me being everywhere. Ooh, bitch. Ooh. These are tough. Okay, remember, this is a collective. So yes. This is what I feel. It's kind of like going on like Molly Polly magazine. Right. Today's love life for cancers is basically, don't order an espresso with extra sugar because you're going to miss out on the man who's going to help you. No. It's kind of, it's kind of like that. But, yeah, okay. So, if you're looking to get out of a relationship in terms of love, I don't like doing love, but I'm feeling this right now. If you're having issues with a relationship, wait it out, be calm, make your decision cautious, like make a firm decision, And if you want to step out now, right now is not what would be a good time. So if everyone wants to get in a relationship, right now is not the time. Just wait. There could be a conversation to actually mend things. When it comes to work, it's another thing. If you're patient, it's gonna come. There's a lot of impatience over here, like especially the Knight of Swords. All the knights have a message to bring into somebody. There's always a message. They have something to give you. And this is the sword, the Knight of Swords, which is basically like, swords is intellect, swords is air. So it's just like, you have to think, to use the damn weapon, to use the sword. So the knight's inverted, so he's just basically telling you, look, I got the message, but just you need to chill out right now. Don't cause any conflict, just relax, because eventually it will evolve to the confident king of swords, which is, my decision is firm, I'm really golden. These three right here I'm looking at too, because this is the reason why I thought of love right away. Okay. There's these ideas for some people who want to have a fresh start or a new beginning with somebody. It can happen. Just wait. And I think sometimes with people who are in a relationship right now, there's a lot of miscommunication going on. There's a lot of like not understanding what is going on in this picture, and is it worth it? I don't know. I'm just like not feeling it. Just wait for the decision. And if you're talking about work, people want to change their jobs. They're waiting for the right time for the message. You have this, you will have the opportunity, but it's up to you to rather take it or not. Okay, and if you do take it, be warned, because you do have these two over here, which is the Three of Swords and the Moon. Moon represents secrets. It's inverted, so maybe some truths might be coming out that will help you maybe realize that the job you have now is actually cooler, or find a good thing about it that you like. Or you might find some things about your current job that gonna make you go, fuck it, I'm ready to go.
Got it.
You have that option. Yeah, you know what? I think it's more about your current job. Give it some time. You might find some things that you might like about the job that'll make you stay, rather than having the option of going to the other job, because you have the Three of Cups, which is making you feel like, I want to step ahead, I want to go. But you have your higher self telling you, this is good right now. Relax. And if you want to look at it in relationships,
for me personally, I definitely feel like this is gonna hit more professionally. But you are feeling a lot of love, which whenever I have feelings, both. So whenever I feel, even when I'm not, even when I'm just talking on the podcast, sometimes I find myself, answering questions or whatever that I feel called to. So like if you're picking up love and professional life, like put it all out on the table, because we don't know who's listening right now and who might resonate with which one more.
If you're looking at love right now, you're at a stage in a relationship. If you're already in a relationship, there's a point right now where it's like all or nothing. Do I want to be in this relationship, or I don't want to go down? If you do this relationship, it could flourish into something great. A lot of communication and a lot of really sitting down and figuring out what your partner wants and what you want. In terms of a career-wise, if you take the other path, there could be a lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Or you can stay and realize, I have a good here right now. I really do have a good. Yeah. And you have the 9, which is burdens. You're kind of... Okay. What's the overall energy? Yeah. The 2 of Wands. Decisions. Like, it even shows it right over here. You have this person holding the 2, what I like to call the dicks. The 2 of dicks. They usually call the dick cards because the wands basically mean passion.
Yes. That's true. And hey, they're made of wood.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you read mine, it's like they say dicks on them.
I was wondering, his tarot deck is really funny, guys. Yeah. It's pretty hysterical looking. I like it.
There's one that I have here called, it's the 4 of Wands, and it's like these 2 girls at a party, and she goes, I'm gonna get every dick in this party. I don't know why. I love it.
It's all the traditional pictures, but they have all of these funny little,
Yeah.
what is it? Little speech bubbles.
Yeah. Like the Eight of Cups. Fuck it.
That's true when you're leaving all your shit behind.
Fuck it. But yeah, the overall energy, 2 of Wands, which is perfect.
Yeah.
It's basically this guy over here is holding 2 wands. There's one behind him and one now, like exactly what I said.
Yeah.
The idea of moving forward to a job or moving forward in a relationship, which is behind you, to something new and something better. The option is, I mean, he has the whole world in his hand, which is basically saying the door is open.
Yeah.
However, you can take the road less traveled, or you can take the road you're comfortable with. Either way, you're going to the same source. You're going to go the same path. But it's up to you. It's up to you. And there's a lot of red in this. So because there's a lot of red, I'm figuring right now, it's all about what excites you. Yeah. What do you want? Which is perfect for Cancer right now, what we were talking about. And how funny, we got the moon.
We did, the moon. Cancer are moon children, if you did not know this.
And look who's there. You got a lobster.
The lobster, which is very close to a crab.
Yeah. So, the overall energy basically is, don't throw all your eggs into one gay basket.
Maybe keep some in your hand.
Yeah, just in case,
Don't squeeze too hard.
Yeah, just take your time.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it all is. So if anything resonates in here, yeah. And it's funny because right in the center of the whole spread, you have the Judgment card, which is rebirth.
Right.
Rebirth. Michael's blowing his horn. So right now it is the time for rebirth. Everyone's in their cocoon. Some people are still not ready to cocoon yet, but this is a cocoon moment.
Yeah.
And eventually after, we'd say possibly Leo season, it would get into the rebirth, or you're still going to be in the incubation phase. Who knows? Yeah. But for some, there's going to be a lot of rebirth. Look at my night. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
That would come from the Knight of Swords.
Oh, yeah.
Because he thinks too much.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Adyr. This was such an educational treat.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really excited to get to the next cycle already. It's going to be so much fun. But of course, before we do that, we heed what this new moon in Cancer is trying to tell us, which, as Adyr so beautifully put it, it's just to take a deep breath, feel your shit. Oh, look, and we get the Hermit. Talk about a cocoon.
Right, we said Cancer. I opened my deck. That's who she was. That's pretty much it. The Hermit.
The Hermit. So.
Did I just say Kermit?
Kermit the Hermit.
It's all the same.
But yeah, so you're going to be taking a deep, hard look at your emotional world, your emotional body, your emotional life, and you're going to be cleansing that shit out. And whenever you cleanse stuff out, you have to put things in place of it. Otherwise, you're just going to replace it with the same old shit you cleansed away from yourself.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you this. Here's the description of this hermit. He's holding, if you can see it, the lantern has the star in it, which represents the star card, which is wishes fulfilled. He's walking with it. So it's time to figure out how to get to where you need to go and finally catch that star.
Yeah. And hey, you had it all along because you're literally following it around.
Mm-hmm.
So look at your emotions. Take that. If you're not really an emotional person, you are still human. So embrace the crab, embrace the Cancer, find your cozy little home, even if that's in your shadow work, if that's in your yoga practice.
Ooh.
Yes.
If some people are wanting to move, that's what just came. When I do readings, sometimes things will come out of normal. If people are willing to move to a new apartment, wait a minute. Wait a minute. If someone's moving. Because if you move out of the whim right now, there's going to be more problems than the deal you're going to get.
So it's going to be like you're going to get this crazy mad deal, but then down the line it's actually going to be more trouble than
it's like that movie The Money Pit with Tom Cruise. Not Tom Cruise.
Moneyball?
Money Pit.
Money Pit.
It's that old 80s movie with Tom Hanks. Tom Cruise.
I was going to say, I don't remember Tom Cruise.
It's a great classic. It's a good one about they buy this mansion. It's amazing. And it's like fucking money pit's falling apart.
Wow. So wait, as this hermit card says, retreat yourself.
Yeah. If you feel you're getting a deal for something right now, give it a minute, think it out. That's what I'm thinking right now. Go in and write it, because if you do get it, you got the Justice card at the end. It might be some imbalance because it was upside down. It might be a fucked up shit. So something better will come along. Okay. If it's like of a purchase.
Okay.
Something better is going to come along on the purchase. That's what just came to me for some reason.
Cool. Yes. Yeah. Love that. Okay, so if you want more of this awesome channeling personalized to you. Oh!
And the dog.
Well, the dog won't be present for the reading.
Shh! Bear.
But he is confirming. You can check out Adyr's information below in the description. If you're watching this on YouTube, below in the description. Listening on the podcast, below in the description. You can also follow him on his social media, which will also be linked below. And you're going to get to see him again next lunar cycle.
Oh, yeah.
On the next new moon.
We should talk about tarot, too.
Oh, yes. And we are going to talk about tarot. In fact, we could even do a whole episode, just him and I talking about tarot. And that's something that I'm interested in, which is definitely going to happen down the line. If that's something that you're really interested in, please let me know. Shoot me a message on social media. Any feedback you have for this episode. This is a journey that we're taking with you, and the more info I have from you, the more we can tailor these episodes to you.
Oh, yeah.
So, thank you so much. Thank you, Adyr.
Thank you for having me.
So excited to have you.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm excited to do this.
Yeah, let's retreat ourselves.
Retreat ourselves. We really just said that. Oh, look, another rabbit hole.
I do have a catchphrase. Stay mystical and stay grounded, folks.
That's right. Stay mystical and stay grounded. Mac. She's... I can't even explain. It's just a... Oh, yeah.
Till next time.
Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo.